and take.
All right, hello everybody, and welcome to What's Up Wednesday for September 28th, 2022. I'm Jake Barron, Head of Operations for the Americas, and we got a great team joining us on the call today. We've got Jessie Arsenault, our head of sales for Canada, and some of our U.S. board members helping out as well. Adriana has just got back, or is in the process of getting back, recovering from the great but tiring trip to Madrid for the big Healy event past weekend. So she's not going to be on the call today, but she's definitely here and back safely in the United States. So, but yeah, we've got a great call for you today, and we're going to be going through a little bit of a different format for today's call, but let's just go ahead and we'll go right to what we have on the agenda for today. I know a lot of you already put into the chat where you're from, but please let us know where you're joining us from today. But yeah, we're going to start with some operations updates, some big things happening, a lot related to Canada that we're going to go over today, things that have happened over the past week or so. And then Jessie's going to celebrate and recognize all the people that had rake advancements in the month of August. And then got a segment here on how to close the month strong, which is going to be great as well. I've only got a few days left for all these promos, these big promos that we have for the month of September. And then what's this on here? A bonus Wednesday tech tip segment. Yeah, so we did not have Tech Tip Tuesday last night. Lots of things going on in the world here and with hurricanes and whatnot. So could not get that in last night, but we're going to have a segment here later on the call about that as well. So throughout the call today, go ahead and put any tech questions you have into the chat, and we'll try to cover as many of those as possible during that segment later on in the call. So let's just go ahead and we'll get started with some of these operations updates. So I mentioned Canada has been a big topic, and for those of you in Canada, we sent out an email late last week because we had there was a issue, very unusual situation, circumstances with the warehouse that we're using in Canada, not just related to our Healy account, but all accounts across the entire country and all their facilities that we've been kind of working through over the last week or so. And I know a lot of people's orders have been delayed, so we're certainly, apologize for that. This has been again, unusual circumstances here, but orders have started to ship again, and we're hoping that by the end of the day today, all orders that were pending will have been shipped out. And we mentioned in the email as well that we do realize that this has been a big inconvenience for a lot of people. So we went ahead and we included a free travel case in everyone's order that had a delayed order. And we're also upgrading all the orders to express shipping as well, because we know they've been delayed. We want to get them there as soon as we can. So I'll keep an eye on that for that. Again, we think by the end of today we'll be fully caught up. It could be into tomorrow, but we are certainly working on getting everything back up and running, and so everything's as smooth again, smooth as possible. And then the other big news for Canada, I know probably a lot of you on this call have heard, but as of last Thursday afternoon, I think it was, the KYC process, the Know Your Customer process that we had implemented for Canada, we've made the decision to suspend that for all new members that are coming in. Well, there's a couple of exceptions to that, which we'll mention here in a minute. But we listened to everyone's feedback. We certainly launched this wanting to sort of protect the integrity of the comp plan and the new enrollments and prevent any sort of duplicate accounts from coming in. But the process, it works well for many people, but it's been an inconvenience for a lot of people as well, and a source of frustration. So we went ahead and decided, after listening to all your feedback for the last 2.5 months, and we're going to go ahead and suspend it and work on for now, no process at all. But if we ever do decide to launch something again in the future, we'll do a better job at the implementation and the guidelines and explaining the whole process and making it as so simple that every single person can use it, whether they're 20 years old or 90 years old, or if they're using a laptop or a mobile phone. You know, there's definitely some improvements and things we could have done better, and we realize that. So it's completely out of the process now. Nobody's going through this sort of external process with Passphrase. When somebody in Canada enrolls as a new member now, except for Northwest Territory, Manitoba, and Prince Edward Islands, other than those three areas, everybody goes straight to member status. So unrestricted member status, no longer a pending member where you need to complete a certain steps in order to get your referral links and things like that. They go straight into that. And then the people that are in those three areas that I mentioned, they don't go through the KYC process either, but they still need to go through the process to get an individual direct seller license. So that's not something that Healy makes the rules for that process. That's something completely outside of Healy, where you need to apply with the individual province or area territory to get that taken care of, and then submit that license to us. And then you move from pending member to fully unrestricted member there as well. So again, I know this is going to help a lot of people. It's going to eliminate a lot of confusion and differences between the US and then Canada or these other markets in Canada, especially how volume appears in certain areas as far as strongest leg, second strongest leg, outside volume, that kind of thing. So I'm happy to be able to do that. And, you know, again, we listen to feedback. You know, we thought we don't ignore people. We certainly listen to feedback. We realize it's been not 100% great for everybody, and we want to have a great member experience for everybody. So this is one step in that direction. So thank you everybody though for your patience. I know we've been through a lot with KYC, especially early on going through all that. So we've learned a lot, and we'll definitely do better in the future as we make any sort of policies or procedures and things like that related to KYC. Okay, so let's see. I think other than that, again, there's lots of big Canada news the past week, but again, no Tech Tip Tuesday last night. But for any of you that did not catch Healy for Beginners and Beyond last week, we had one on Thursday with Doc Steve and Ken Close as well, and we did a deep dive into the new Healy app. So the MagHealy app, some people are calling it the new Healy app, but you can connect your regular Healy device to this new app, and we went through all the different differences between the current Healy Pink Dot app versus how things appear in the new app. And then we also showed how you can connect both a Healy and MagHealy to this new app at the same time, and then go back and forth between the two. So if you did not catch that recording is available on our YouTube page at HealyAmericas.com. So go ahead and check that out. I'll put a link into the chat here for everybody. I know most of you know how to get to that site already, but it's the most recent video that we added. If you just go straight to that page, you'll see it there, and go ahead and check it out, because we covered a lot of, it was a very helpful call for a lot of people to kind of show on the screen how that actually works, this process of switching between the two. We went over also some MagHealy FAQs too that we had not necessarily addressed in detail before on prior calls. So that's available there too. That's it from my side, Jesse. Again, I'll look at some of the questions here in the chat, and we'll get to those later on the tech tip segment.
Good, awesome. Thank you, Jake, and hi everybody. Super exciting to be co-hosting with Jake and board members this What's Up Wednesday. So just getting to for those who don't know me, I'm new, so you haven't missed much if you've never seen my face. So yeah, I've just started a month ago now. You know, we did the grand opening in Canada 2 weeks ago, so I'm really focused in the past 2 weeks to meet everybody in Canada and make connections. So very grateful to be here. And I am super excited to be doing some, rank advancement recognition segment for August, for the past month for August. So, recognition is a key in this industry because every milestone, every step in the way is worth celebrating. I truly believe in that. And, sometimes we say, oh, summer months are a little bit slow. And well, I have to say that I am very impressed with all the rank advancement that we've seen in August. So it's very great to see that. And before I go into, recognizing higher level leadership level, like I said, every step of the way is so important. Every referral, every new member that you're welcoming is a success to celebrate. And when you start rank advancing, as a team manager, it's the first, level of leadership. So we welcomed 36 new team managers, 42 senior team managers in August. So I think it's worth celebrating. Congratulations to all of you. It's an amazing success. Now you just need to duplicate exactly what you've done and start, teaching your team to do the same and get to those levels. So congratulations. We've also welcomed 16 executive team managers. And now before I start saying your name, I apologize in advance for those that I will not pronounce properly. I should be good with the French names, though. There's a couple in there. So congratulations to each and every one of you for this amazing milestone. So Haisha Ophelia, Brigitte Blais, Daya Fang, Elise Lebel, Ju Shuang Jocelyn Chang, Carla Muzica, Carly Marie Caruz, Laura Elena Soto Villaseñor, Leanne Betts, Medina Parsley, Marie-France Bernard, Megan Garman, Pierre Bramucci, Sophie Chen, Juan Jayun, Yoshild Monica Mojica Leon. So congratulations to all of you. I think it's a great balance. Congratulations for our new Canadian executive team managers and US executive team managers. It's a great accomplishment. We know that in the compensation plan, this is where generation starts, and we want to duplicate this again and build more executive team managers. So this is a huge accomplishment. Congratulations. We also welcomed in August 5 new directors. So congratulations, Colette Schnabel, Dimitra Penner, Emily Toll, Yang Ran, Sipeng Liu. Congratulations to all of you. It's again, great accomplishment, huge milestone to hit the director level. So keep going, sky's the limit. You're doing an amazing job. And last but not least, we have 6 new senior director that promoted in August. So congrats, Anna Lozano, Christine Poulain, Huguette Daigle, Maria Eugenia Zubiria, Sarah Gooding, and Stephanie Morrison. So that's a huge accomplishment. I know there's lots of Canadian name in there. We've just opened, early July. So that's huge. I think the momentum is huge there. And congratulations to all of you for these amazing accomplishments. So just going to do a little switch in the agenda that you saw. We'll jump right into the Tech Tip Wednesday, and then we'll finish the call with some tips to finish a strong month, and also review some of the actual promos. That is, we still have a couple of days to take advantage of it. So I'm going to turn it over to Jake and our experts, basically Jake and Ken Close, to host this little segment. Thank you, guys.
Yay. Hey, thank you very much. I miss you guys on Tuesday when we don't do that. Yeah. So fun to do that with Jake, and we've got always a customer service agent in the background working their magic, and like we do today, by the way, everybody.
Yeah. Henry's helping out in the chat here today. So
say
thank
hello to
you.
Henry, everybody. Right on, Henry. Thanks for being here. I've seen some questions about the MagHealy app. Well, let's just call it the Healy app, okay?
Yeah.
Or Healy 2. I don't know what we're going to call it, because we have the pink dot, the blue dot. Now we have this amazing, cool, what was originally the MagHealy app, but it also operates both devices. So we got some questions back there. Maybe should I use this app? Should I not? I mean, I've had great success with it. It's been very useful in hooking up and connecting in a quick way. It looks a little bit different, but it's really cool. We did do, like Jake said, a great segment on that on the Healy for Beginners and Beyond, and that recording is available in the YouTube page. So definitely check that out. But I'll tell you something, some of the little glitches that some of the iPhone product was experiencing has been solved with this new MagHealy app. And I find it to be, it connects quicker. It gives a little bit better feedback while it's doing this connection. Yeah, Jake, you want to add anything to that?
Yeah, well, like you said, if you've had the issue, if you have your phone that can't scan the QR code with the current Healy Pink Dot app, go ahead and try out the new one. That issue has been solved. If you have the issue that some people have had over the last few months, where when you try to run a program in the Healy Pink Dot app and it loops back to the main menu, if you're caught in that looping issue, this new app fixes that as well. So there's lots of reasons to try it out, but also, as Ken mentioned, it's very fast, it's very stable, and it's the future platform that that other Healy apps and are going to be added to or modified to be like as well in the future. And you don't need a MagHealy to use it, as we showed. I put the link into the chat earlier about the recording of the call, but you can hook your Healy right up to it when you first go to download the app, and when you go to set it up, all you do is, instead of selecting MagHealy for devices to connect, you select the Healy device, click connect, and then it's easy to see in the video when we go through that process. But we go back and forth between the two devices, and yeah, there are some differences between the old app and the new one, but it's very easy. It's very easy to use once you know how everything looks and where everything is in there. So definitely go ahead and try it out. And yes, all the programs from the old Healy Pink Dot app run on the new app. It's exactly the same as far as that goes. The main difference as far as how the programs appear or look is related to the expert programs, because those are in their own section now called expert area. So, but other than that, yeah, everything is just a clean, modern version of the current Healy Pink Dot app. So definitely go ahead and check that out. If you've had issues with the Pink Dot app, try it out. But even if you just want to try it out and see how it works and provide feedback for all of us as well, because this app was optimized first for MagHealy. That's why when you go to the App Store, you would type in MagHealy to find it. Now you can just type in Healy app and it will come up in that list too. And you'll notice that the app itself, the icon on your smart device just says Healy. It doesn't say MagHealy because it can be used with both. But now we're in the process where we're optimizing it for the regular Healy device in addition to the MagHealy. So some of the things that we've gotten feedback on, of course, have been passed on to the product development team, and I'm sure will be added in some of the future updates.
Yeah. So there's people are asking questions about, should I remove the old Pink Dot and just use this one? I personally, I have not removed anything. I just converted over to utilizing the new Healy app more, and then just getting familiar with it. I'm finding that well, first of all, the new platform, this is a new app-based platform that both this new MagHealy quote unquote Healy app is built on, as well as the Heal Advisor search app is built on this new platform. So you'll see it's going to be a lot more modern. And I say, just go ahead and give it a try, not necessarily delete the other one if you're comfortable with how it works, because what happens when change comes about, we tend to resist a little bit. So go ahead, give that new one a try, and you just find the differences and convert yourself over eventually. Eventually, that's going to be the primary the primary app anyway.
Mm-hmm.
All right. There's a question in here about how to pick an alternative program for the natural cycle. So in other words, every 3 days, it has me running something. Next is liver at 2 a.m. Thursday. So an alternative, first of all, if you're using the natural cycle program and it's giving you suggestions, you're going to be able to take those suggestions and convert them right over to some of the pink dot apps or programs and use them whenever you want. The reason it's giving you these time frames is because that's when that organ is optimized, or in other words, the chi or the energy within that organ is at its peak to try to charge it up. Now, opposite effect is happening at like a 12-hour interval afterwards, where it's at maybe its lowest chi. So you can again run that program again. So if it's 2 a.m. on Thursday when it's asking to run the liver program, okay, that's when it would be most optimized. If you're sleeping, well, maybe you're not going to want to get up and do that, but you can still do it when you do wake up. And then at 2 p.m., when that chi is at its lowest, you can run it again just to optimize. Again, what are we doing here? We're just energetically increasing the ability for the organ to function, whatever it's supposed to do. Okay. And I love the fact there was one comment in here that says that Izzy says, I would have had questions, but I finally watched the Tech Tip Tuesday last night and all questions answered. I love those I love those, because if we're doing the work, if we're doing the studies, if we're actually looking for answers, it's out there. All right, what else we got? Let's see. Spencer asked, do all the programs run on the new app? Well, all of the microcurrent programs run on the new Healy app. Yes, because that's what its purpose is. Not the blue dot. The blue dot or the Heal Advisor app is still separate, still its own entity. So make sure you don't delete that. It has its own properties. Remember, that's where the aura scan, the resonance scan, and the coaching system all lives within that blue dot. Okay. Let's see. So there's a question here. Remind me where I can find the Zoom calls that takes us step by step on the natural cycle. I don't know. Where is that?
So we did do, it was a couple months ago now. Sorry, when natural cycle was first coming out, but there's a we did a Healy for Beginners and Beyond where we went through the initial setup. So I can put that link into the chat, which will be helpful. And there's also a natural cycle video in Healy Academy. It's in the Heal Advisor section, and I can put that link in here too. But there are a couple of resources for anyone wanting more information on that.
Mm-hmm. So let's clarify about what to keep, what to remove. I know there's people asking, do I get rid of this app? Do I keep this app? Just add the new Healy, MagHealy app. It's just called Healy, by the way. And just add that new one, and then utilize it try it out, just test it. You don't want to get rid of the Blue Dot app. The Heal Advisor app is still, or the Heal Analyze app is still the only way you're going to access the ability to do those scans. Okay, so don't get rid of that. And the new app does not cross over and operate that function. It's just designed for the microcurrent or those programs that are associated with the microcurrent or coil function. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Let's see. Judy says that I had an iPhone 5 SE and had this loop problem, and the new MagHealy app works great. My only issue now is I'm unable to see the percentage of power. I guess my screen is too small. Any fix for that? This is an issue with the SE, the old SE, because the frame size of the screen, well, again, that's older hardware. Apps are going to be designed for new hardware. They're not always backwards compatible, and they have to continue to update to keep the newest hardware in full function with the app's purpose. So, yeah, that's going to be a continuation of a problem. The making sure also that your function is not on Zoom mode. So in other words, the phone's hardware settings is not on Zoom mode, so that, you know, how the screen enlarges and some content gets pushed out of this frame. If you're not in Zoom mode and you're still having that issue, yes, that's definitely a hardware issue that has not changed. Okay.
All right.
Also, folks, there's a great area on the shop page when you go in to submit a ticket with the customer service. There's a spot in which you can make suggestions and feedback. So I'm seeing some things around suggestions here, and those are great suggestions. If you put them in there, at least they can get some you know, some viewing and put in the sequence of potential for changes. So definitely go and make your suggestions there. Let's see. Anything else we're missing?
I think we're pretty caught up here. I don't know.
I love it when people are coming in and chiming in and giving their experiences and their feedback. I love that, because, you know, it shows that the field is actually getting involved in building some expertise, and they're studying, doing a little bit of understanding. Healy is a very sophisticated, I like to call it not cutting edge, but bleeding edge technology in the quantum field. And so we're really going to always be in the learning phase. So make sure that, you know, that you're constantly learning and testing. Okay. Oh, we got some mute there. There we go.
So yeah, as you mentioned, we see that more and more, I think, now on Tech Tip Tuesday, where not only do we have someone from our tech support team answering questions in the chat, we have everyone else answering questions in the chat as well, which is great. And I know there was a question further up about the sleep program not connecting properly with the Healy Watch app. It says it doesn't upload. And I'm just thinking back, I remember, obviously it wasn't this week, I think it was last week, somebody on the Tech Tip Tuesday call mentioned they were having an issue with their sleep data not uploading or syncing properly, and their solution, or what they found, was that they just weren't waiting long enough for it to upload. They thought it was going to be quicker than it actually was, and then they waited longer this time, and then it went through. So I don't know for sure if that's what your particular issue is for this one, but it could be.
And one of the things that we one of the disclaimers where I say on Tech Tip Tuesdays is that we can't treat, prevent, or coach anybody on what programs to use. We're not trying to work with any diseases or disorders, so we can't really suggest programs for certain conditions you guys are asking. This is where the Heal Advisor search app comes in. So you can go and use that other app. Everybody has it. Most people have it, I should say. And that gives you the ability to go in there and put a condition, a word, a need in there, and it will find programs associated with that need.
We had not say a tech question, but there was a question about any place I can copy the videos from the e-video book. So remember a while back we had the video brochure that used to ship out more than a year ago now, but those are all available in Academy. Those same videos are available there. They used to be on that Healy Welcome site as well, but you can just go to Healy Academy and view and share those things as well. So,
and they're also on the Healy, was it the Vimeo station?
Yeah, they are in Vimeo too. I'm not sure if they're in like a specific category on there, but they are there. So we'll put a link to our Vimeo channel as well. That might be what you're looking for there.
And Bobby asked here, so it says, if I save the chat, now, by the way, folks, you can save this chat here if you find content links, whatever that are necessary or useful here. At the bottom of your screen where you're going to put in maybe a message in the chat, there's 3 little dots next to the smiley face. And those 3 little dots, when you click on those, gives you the ability, if you're on your computer, not on a smart device, if you're on your computer, the ability to save the chat to your computer. So at the end of the call, when we're done, then a pop-up screen is going to show on your computer, and it's going to say save chat. And so that's where it'll be. Okay. Let's see. Here's some links. I'm trying to, wow, we got lots of messages here. I'm trying to, but you know, there's being answered in the background. That's great. I'm not sure what's not been answered yet. How do you get a program to run all night or airplane mode? So again, depends on the program. The pink dot programs, the microcurrent programs, are going to be a specific time period. That's set by the program. Something in the blue dot, when you're running things from the information field, that's there is a spot in which you can tailor the amount of time in which those will run. And so there is resources to find out how to do that. And you know, we just another thing you can do is go to our YouTube chat, take a look at things. Airplane mode, simply when you put your device in airplane mode, all that does is just stops the transmission of things around the Wi-Fi, but the Bluetooth still operates. And really, that's all your Healy hardware needs, is the Bluetooth connection to your smart device to do anything that it needs to do, except for doing blue dot or client synchronizations. Or if you're trying to, for the first time ever, set up your apps with a new Healy, it has to have Wi-Fi to do that kind of stuff. But once you're set and running, you can be in the middle of nowhere with no Wi-Fi and simply have Bluetooth connection to your Healy hardware and run all your programs, do all your scans, do all the work.
And I think that Spencer was referring to the MagHealy, and with the MagHealy, all the atmosphere programs are set to infinity, which allows you to run them as long as you run them. Especially the one for sleep.
Excellent. Yep. Janice says, hey, can you make something easier to search for a client? And yeah, well, again, put those suggestions if you're looking at trying to make things easier, you know, to search for lists for the client. There are ways to search by, you know, you go to a search function, you can put the person's name in there, it pulls right up the person, and then they're going to have all of the lists available. But yeah, put those suggestions in with the customer service portal. So development has that. Okay.
So yeah, again, I just posted another link into the chat here. Lots of links today. So to go ahead and definitely save this chat if you want to go back and reference these. But a lot of these questions we did cover on last week's Healy for Beginners and Beyond. So go ahead and you can review that that video in detail. And actually, let me just while we're here, no, I was going to share my screen to show how to. Can I do that real quick, Jessie? Or
yeah,
your
yeah, I'll
co-host.
stop sharing.
Okay.
Can you do it now?
Let's see. Yeah, I believe so. Okay. So this is that video from last week. So if you go to our main Healy World Americas page on YouTube, and then you'll see it's the most recent video that was added a couple of days ago. You click on that video, it takes you to it, and then under the show more, you'll see here, I think we had 31 different segments or topics that we addressed on last week's call. So there's a ton of information, but specifically, like we just had a question here, how to tell if you're properly connected when running a program in the new Healy Pink Dot app. And we showed actually side by side on this call what the difference is between the two. So if you just click on that timestamp after this ad here, it takes you right to that segment. So you'll see prior in the current Healy Pink Dot app, there was a black line. That equivalent in the new app is this gray sort of fixed indicator here. And then when you're properly connected, it just, the next segment here, you'll see the line goes to white. In the new app, it's just this flowing frequency wave rather than that fixed gray bar. So we did side-by-side kind of a comparison of all the new features. So again, just go ahead, and I would recommend spending some time and just reviewing the segments that are of interest to you from last week's video, because I think there's a ton of great information that we covered last week. Okay.
So there's a question here about what's the topic if that Vimo, Jake, I don't know if you're referring to, this is from Jana. If you're looking for that Vimo station, the Healy World station, that if you just go into the search function under the app, under the Vimeo app, and you can just put in the word Healy World or Healy, and then you'll be able to find the actual station or channel, whatever they are. And there's lots, there's over 200 videos in there, by the way.
Yeah.
A lot of stuff, good content. Still questions about, if this new app is going to replace the old app. Yeah, the platform is going to replace the old platform eventually. So it's a good idea to get familiar with it.
Yeah, the Healy Pink, it's going to live for a long time though. It's not going away anytime soon. So but yes, this the user experience overall is better with the new one. So
yeah, and there's a specific question here. Kim says, if you use the new MagHealy app, can you still use the Pink Dot app? The question is yes, or the answer is yes, absolutely. So again, remember they're side-by-side apps that the new MagHealy or Healy app will do everything the older Pink Dot would do, and then some. Okay, so it will do more because it controls the MagHealy as well. Okay. What else?
right.
Are we caught up? I mean, I love being caught up because
I think so.
sometimes we just talk about theory, but we can knock off early. We got some more things to cover at the end.
Yeah, Jesse's got some more things to
Jessie
cover here. But yeah.
Ellen's asking a question: how do you access those YouTube videos? I think, didn't you put the link to our YouTube?
Yeah, HealyAmericas.com takes you directly to our Healy World Americas YouTube page.
Yep. All right, you guys. How is that? Anything else? Last lightning round? Or are we done?
I think we'll pass it back over to Jesse, and we can continue to answer some questions in the chat if we need to.
We'll work with you guys in the background. Thank you all so much for your questions. Look forward to seeing you again soon on a Tech Tip Tuesday. Bye, y'all.
Thank you, Ken. Thanks, Jake. Yeah, I think that was great questions, and yeah, the new app, the new features are great too. I'm just starting to get used to it too and love it. So yeah, well, thank you for all those questions. Let's move forward. We have just a couple more days to close the month, and a couple more days to, sorry, I can't, okay, to take advantage of the promos that are going on right now. So until September 30th, you can take advantage of the 50% off on every editions except the gold edition. So a couple days left. It's the summer sale that ends in 3 days. So take advantage of it. Make sure you follow up with all those, customer you've approached, everybody you met and talked about Healy too. So yeah, so a couple more days. And also for the Canadian promotion, this is for Canada only. You You also have only 3 days left. This is ending very shortly on September 30th. So just to remind you, but I'm sure you're all aware of that. If you sell 3 resonance or higher, you get a free resonance. 4 resonance or higher, you get a free resonance plus. 5 resonance or higher, you earn a free professional and you get your full business kit, and be ready to go. If you sell 6 resonance or higher, you get a professional edition, a coil, and a watch. So make sure, I'm sure all of you have set goals to reach that 6, and you have a couple more days to achieve it. Also, something I wanted to share, we've just confirmed that we have 2 events, corporate events in Canada, coming up shortly. So the first one, it's not on the slides though, because I've just confirmed them. So Calgary, we're going to be in Calgary on Saturday, October 15th. From 10 a.m. to 1 p.m. We have a very special guest. We have our one and only Doc Steve coming with me to Calgary to be doing the product training. You do not want to miss that. So if you're in the area or if you can travel to the area, we'll be happy to have you there. It's at the Hyatt Place in Calgary, close to the airport in Calgary. I will share all the information by the end of day today so we can start spreading the news, registering yourself and your guests. And then we also have a Montreal event on October 20th from 6:30 p.m. to 9 p.m. It's at the Hilton Doubletree in Pointe Claire on the West Island of Montreal. And again, please join us. This event will be in French, potentially bilingual. We'll go with the flow depending on the audience. This is always a surprise in Montreal. What kind of audience do we have? So for sure, there'll be French in there, potentially fully both bilingual event. So and potentially a few surprise guests there as well. So we'll see. We'll keep some surprises. So yeah. So I'll share all the details very shortly, so you'll be able to start sharing the news. So before closing this this call, well, again, thank you all for joining. We do not want to take too much of your time. I've been on the phone with a couple of people the last couple of days. Everybody's, I know, rushing to close the month strong. So make sure you follow up with everyone you have approached. Make sure you follow up with your team to help them achieve their goals as well. So yeah, so thank you very much. Thank you, Jake. Thank you, Ken. Thank you, Doc, for supporting this call, for co-hosting this call with me. It's been a pleasure again, and we will see you all next week on Frequencies and Friends on October 4th. And please make sure you do attend this great call. So anything else you guys wants to add? Doc, Jake, Ken?
I think this is great. Thank you all for being here, and continue to expand Healy. Go out there and share it with the world.
Yes.
Just one detail, may I add? Some people here, I've heard, they're talking about midnight on the 30th of the month. It is not midnight. It is about 5:30, 6 o'clock, our Montreal time, Eastern time.
It's actually
UTC
UTC, so it's 7:59 p.m. Eastern time or 4:59 p.m. Pacific time is when the promos officially end. So yeah, good point, right? Thank you.
Good point. Yeah. Thanks for specifying this. Good. Well, thank you all, and wishing you a very successful month end. September is definitely a big month, so can't wait to celebrate all the successes from September with all of you. Thank you, guys.
Bye, everybody.
Looking forward to seeing my
Bye.
Healy
Have a
family
great
and,
day.
looking forward to meeting my Healy family in Calgary.
Yay. Yay. See you
Thank
soon,
you.
Doc.